Here with the newest Senator, Graeme Clarke was acquired in a trade at the deadline this week. Thanks for taking some time. I'm sure it's been a little bit hectic here the last 24 hours or so.
Yeah, crazy day yesterday, obviously deadline and stuff, and then getting the call kind of later than, happy to be with the Ottawa organization, though, obviously from Ottawa, and then be here in Belleville. I've played here before, so cool to be back and excited.
What was the experience like of finding out and having to meet up with the guys in Utica?
Yeah, I was actually traded in the summer one time from New Jersey to Minnesota organizations, but it's a lot different, I think, in season when you're kind of on the road with the team, and you get the call, you got to take a car to meet the rest of the new team and everything. So it's kind of a whirlwind day, like I said, but all the guys have been great here, and happy to be here.
You were with the Comets for a handful of seasons, and playing in Belleville is not new to you, but what are the early first impressions of being over on the home side?
Yeah, I think the dressing room and everything is actually really nice, and really obviously, like you said, I'm familiar with the rink and the fans and all that stuff, so excited to, be on the home side this time and stuff, and have some family obviously close to here, so that's obviously really cool.
First time playing pro in Canada, and we've talked to a lot of the guys about the proximity to family. How nice is it to have them just a couple hours down the road?
Yeah, I think that's really cool. I think just my dad and mom being able to say, oh, we'll come to the game tonight like that. It's so easy just for them to drive, a couple hours down the highway is a cool feeling. And, obviously played hockey growing up in Ottawa and in Toronto, so been around the rinks a lot around here and everything, so it's cool.
You mentioned you were at the Wild organization last year. Cam Crotty was in Iowa as well. Do you have connections to many of the guys on this team, or is it a lot of unfamiliar faces you got to learn?
Yeah, no, Crotty, we lived together in Iowa last year, actually, so that's kind of funny that we're back together now. And then just the OHL guys like Jameson Reese and Washkirk and all those guys, so know some faces. And just even being in Ottawa in the summer, some guys come back to skate and stuff, so see those guys. So some familiar faces, which is nice, yeah.
How do you describe your play style? Is there anybody you kind of like to model your game after?
Yeah, I think offensive-minded kind of guy. I like to shoot the puck a lot. I think that's kind of been a thing. Been trying to focus on my career is just getting shots off when I can and going to the net.
And it's Clarke that's going to get the goal too on a deflection. How about that?
First goal as a Senator for Graeme Clarke. Speaking of playing in Canada, you were at the Spengler Cup, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was one of the cooler experiences I've had in my life. I think just going over to represent Canada at the Spengler Cup, it's a really unique thing. You just kind of come together pretty quick as a team, and you're in Switzerland, kind of in the mountains and stuff like that. It was, something I'll remember forever. It was really cool.
What about off the ice?
Obviously just in Ottawa in the summers, and I like to go in the water there and golf a lot, obviously, and stuff, as every hockey player would probably say. Just pretty low key, and then just obviously do my normal training, have a good group in Ottawa with my brother and everyone else there.
What about your pump-up playlist?
I'm a big Nickelback guy, like The Rock, especially before the games, AC/DC, that stuff. I think when I'm hanging out more, it's probably country, but I think before a game, probably get going with that stuff.
There's not a lot of season left, but these are meaningful games for the Belleville Sens and trying to hunt down Rochester for a playoff spot. What are your kind of goals here coming into the final stretch drive of the year and helping this team make the playoff push?
Yeah, I think that's probably the goal for everyone, is obviously make the playoffs every year, and obviously we're on the outside looking in right now, so just try and make a good impression here and help the team win. Not much thinking for me, just want to play my game tonight and try and have a good first one.
And out front again, Clarke looking, shooting, stop, scores! Welcome to Bell Vegas, Graeme Clarke, his second of the game, and the newest Senator is piling on the points.